Good morning, everyone, and welcome to this week's Live in Leesburg, where every Friday we take you behind the scenes in one of our different departments or services provided to you in the town. I'm Leah Cozen, Assistant Public Information Officer. Today we are at the Leesburg Police Department in the lobby, where we're going to be talking to Dispatcher Cindy, who has been with the town for 21 years. We thought it would be really nice to talk to you today and learn a little bit more about what it is that you do on a day-to-day basis. So thank you so very much for being with us.
You're welcome.
21 years, that's a long time. Right now you're serving as dispatcher, and again, we wanted to learn a little bit more about what that involves every single day. So can you share with us a little bit more about that?
Sure. Our dispatch center is 24/7, 365 days a year. We work holidays and weekends. We have a very close relationship with our officers on the road, as well as the community. When people call in to us, we would appreciate if they would give us the who, what, when, where, and why of their situation, especially the where. Don't call in and say, hey, I'm in Leesburg. Be a little bit more specific. Tell me that you had an accident at Route 7 and Dulles Toll Road, or give me an address of where you may be, something that we can pinpoint and get the officer there a little bit more quickly, as then we're having to ask you like 3 times to try to pinpoint where you are. If you can give us a better location, that helps us a lot. So what we do is very important. We are they call us the yellow line, the gold line between patrol and the citizens within the town. We're their lifeline. Officer safety comes first for us, so we're going to make sure that we have all that information prior to sending out. So please don't get frustrated with us, because we're asking you a whole lot of questions to get you to your emergency. We understand that you're calling us at the worst time of the day, the worst situation in your life perhaps, and we're just doing the best that we can do to get the officers to you safely. So if there's, weapons involved, drugs involved, alcohol involved, that is a huge officer safety risk for us, and we have to protect our officers, or they cannot protect you and get your family to the protection that you need.
Now, one thing too, I know that I've questioned in the past, I have definitely utilized the non-emergency line. People can call that for really all sorts of things. If it's not an emergency, what sort of calls would you get on the non-emergency line? I know noise issues are one of them.
Noise issues, barking dog complaints. It could be a destruction of property that occurred overnight. Somebody came through and maybe banged your mailbox with a baseball bat perhaps. Certain things like that. Your emergency calls, we want them to be where they are, life-threatening injuries, your accidents. A lot of people who use cell phones nowadays don't have us plugged in for the non-emergency number, which is fine. We totally understand that, because when your cell phone is moving, your GPS is constantly moving, and it's not as easy to track cell phones through even the resources that we have as easily as some people think. They're like, oh, well, you already know where I'm at. Not always the case. We have a lot of things that we have to go through to try to pinpoint that. Again, we may be asking you several questions as to where your location is at that particular point in time. But yes, we want you to utilize 911 when there is a life-threatening emergency, or there's a huge accident, or things like that. But we also do take, non-emergency calls on the 911 line, because we don't turn anybody away. Sure. But again, we are the only facility in the county, law enforcement-wise, that is open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So if you witness an accident and you don't have a cell phone and you want to walk into our lobby, you can do that. County does not have that. We've actually had some county residents who will come here after hours to report an incident that occurred in their location. We in turn will contact the sheriff's department, and some people don't want police at their house for whatever reason, so they would prefer to come to a safe location to speak to somebody, and then we'll just have a deputy come over here and speak to them about their incident.
Now, really quick, I just want to encourage everyone to post your comments and questions below. If you have anything that you want to learn that we haven't covered already, we will be monitoring those comments throughout the day. One question I know that comes up is, what is the difference? How do people know whether to call you or county, and does it really matter?
Well, what happens is if they call 911, then Loudoun County Fire and Rescue gets all of those 911 calls into their center. Their dispatchers are trained to know what part, if you tell them that you're, in Ashburn, then they'll know to transfer that call to Loudoun County Sheriff's Office. If you're in the town of Leesburg jurisdiction, then they're going to transfer the call to us. As far as non-emergency, you may not know exactly if you should call us, because anybody will say, oh, well, I'm in Leesburg. Just because it's in Leesburg and has a 5-digit address, does not mean that it's within the town jurisdiction. So then part of our job is to transfer you to the correct locality so that you can report that incident and get the help that you need there.
If you want to, at any point, come in here and talk to someone person to person, there is an intercom here. Again, this door is open 24/7 right here in the lobby of the police department. Thank you so much for everything that you do. Really quick, how many dispatchers total are there?
We have 12 currently, and we are in the process of hiring one more.
Okay, so if you guys are interested in that, you can visit our town website at leesburgva.gov/jobs to learn more about that position. So a little pitch right there. Again, thank you for everything you do. Again, 24/7, all year round. You guys are nonstop and really the first people that we talk to in whether it's an emergency or not. So again, we thank you very much. Again, anyone who has questions, feel free to comment below, and we will get to those throughout the day. Until next time, I'm Leah Kozin for the town of Leesburg. Make it a great weekend.